You're listening to Radio Cosmos.
All night long.
Bravo! My compliments, little lady.
Commercial!
Break for 30 seconds.
You are now listening to BaaD Radio.
Hello and welcome to BaaD Radio. BaaD stands for Business at a Distance. This is a show about local businesses and business networking. We are here in the News Radio WFLA Orlando studios from 11 a.m. to noon every Sunday, and I am your host, Angela Smarrito. Before we jump into the show, though, I want to give a shout out to some of our show sponsors because without their support, we would not be here now. First off, thank you to Forge IT Consulting, providing a fully outsourced IT department with a personal touch for small business. Osteopathic Health of Orlando. Say that again real fast. But they offer integrative medicine and regenerative medicine and so much more. Visit osteopathic.healthcare. All right, so I have an incredibly special show today. I have my team, which is my family, from BaaD Marketing in studio with us today. So we need to clap for that. So first I'm going to introduce Anna, who has actually been on the show before. So Anna is our daughter, and she takes care of our social media management. But now we're kind of like rotating some roles. So we're going to get into that a little bit more. But we actually have Tom Smarrito here today, our graphic designer, who has been supporting the show, doing all of the design work. You name it, he's been part of it since the beginning. But this is the actual first time that he has actually been in the studio on the show, which is like a huge milestone.
Oh, I love it. I love it. It's the perfect time for it.
Get to see where the magic happens.
Right. Oh, your voice sounds light. I know. The poor Tom, he's been like fighting like a chest cold. So he's like, I know I'm going to end up like hacking halfway through, but I was like, you'll be fine. No worries. So Tom is our graphic designer. He does all of the obviously the graphic design, but he also is the behind the scenes for all the designs for our websites, which have been a key part of BaaD Marketing since we've launched it in October of last year. And that's really what set us apart from so many of the other businesses that do websites, because Tom is a graphic designer, which means that he designs them from original work. It's not a template. So, Tom, it's hard for me to see you, and it's also weird for me to ask you questions because you're my husband and I already know the answer to it. But let the audience know when you started getting into design work. As a kid, like, when did you start?
Well, I started drawing at a very early age,
and
just kept sticking with it. And then I kind of, when it hit college time, thinking about how, where am I going to take this art, because I didn't want to stop it. And that's when I found graphic design.
Right.
You can make a career out of it and still be able to do the art side of it as well, and then also computers with it.
So as an artist, though, did you ever think about being one of those people that are out at Disney and stuff like that, doing caricatures and stuff like that?
Oh, of course. And I still, when I walk by them, I got to stop and watch. And I still watch it on, as you know, social media.
What is the one that you laugh at so bad all the time?
Ninja Sketch.
Ninja Sketch.
And she's out of Maui.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty funny.
So is that on Instagram or is it on Facebook?
Instagram.
I didn't know the username of it. I just saw they would just come up on my page.
Right.
And it was really good.
So what they do is they sketch the people, but they make them, they take every insecurity that you could possibly have about your face and exploit it.
Oh, it's brutal.
Right?
It's brutal.
It's
if you sit in that chair, you're going to, you have to laugh at it.
Right.
And I don't even want to know, the sheer amount of people who, walk away from it really
upset. If you
upset.
can't laugh at it, you're going to be upset.
Right. Oh, I think about, I'm like, he would go after my forehead, and you know what I mean? It would be a nightmare. But then, so now I know how to lead these questions, but then you really kind of got into comics and comic drawing, right?
That's when it started as a kid, with comic books and collecting comic books, and just fell in love with the artwork, and I would just buy comics just to draw the pictures from them. And, as you know, with my collection, I would draw some pictures. I wouldn't even read the comics. I would draw pictures from the comics.
Right.
And I would put them away and sit in boxes still to this day.
Well, I do actually have some of those. So, I mean, I have some of the ones that your mom saved, which is really awesome. But you're right. The thing is like when you get into like a career time, there's really not that many careers that you can get into where you can support yourself and your family as a sketch artist.
Yeah,
there's
especially
just not.
it's like, something that you love to do.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to make a living out of, something
Art.
that you've always had a passion for.
Well, now if social media existed back then like it does now, people can make a living, like just sketching.
Oh yeah, they do, and
Mhm.
it's hard work, and it really depends on the person because there's so much business behind it. Like you can't just. I saw somebody, they did commissions, for like characters, and their whole business thing. They were like, "Oh, if you commission me, you have to wait a year out."
Oh my gosh.
To receive it, and they received a lot of hate because people were like, and they were like, "Oh, we can't offer like full refunds. If I have to give you the money back, it's going to be, I'm still going to keep a portion." And people were like, "Yeah, you still have to run a business."
Yeah.
And so I saw, people weren't really agreeing with that. But for the people who do have that business side of them, they can make a living. I mean, there's so many more aspects to it
Right.
now, and different styles and different niches that you can get into. But people spend a lot of money on commissioned artwork. Still to this day, even with the advancements of AI where people try to replace it, it just doesn't, it's not the same.
Right.
So they're doing a good job. I know it's hard work and they're doing it all of the time. So I'm curious how that really relates to like the passion aspect. If you end up losing passion because it becomes, a job and you're doing it all the time, or if it really advances your passion for it.
I totally agree. But back then, like I said, there wasn't much of a marketplace for like a sketch artist or stuff like that. So it's cool that we were able to turn it to graphic design.
Well, I was going to say that's another reason why I got into the graphic design. Part of it is because you always heard the phrase "starving artist."
Mm-hmm. Very
and
common.
There's so many people who are very talented, and it's like, how do you break through to get out of that, to be able to make a living?
Most people, most of them don't. I heard of a lot of like Picasso. I think he died poor, and then all of a sudden he was discovered.
You don't become valuable till after you pass away.
That's a lot of artists,
Right.
like a lot of historical artists. That's what ended up happening.
Well, when I'm talking to a client, one of the first things that I say when we're talking about a website is our graphic designer. I don't always say it's my husband, but I said our graphic designer is an artist, true and true. So first he's an artist, then he's a graphic designer. And so that's what's something that really sets BaaD Marketing apart, is that we have a true artist on staff. And that's not AI. That is not somebody that can just take a template from Wix or whatever and drop pictures in. We're talking about a true artist. And fortunately, Anna was able to inherit a good portion of your skill set. And so that is something that, like I said, makes BaaD Marketing really set apart from a lot of the other companies that do the same thing that we do, is that the quality of our work is something for our websites you're not going to see anywhere else. You're not going to see another website that you're like, oh, why does that look just like mine? And it's because they use the same template that you did. So
they have a lot of tools out there for people to be able to get into the design part when they're not actually designers.
Mm-hmm. I can.
So it's still kind of tough because with those programs, it's like people can put out work and people are happy with the work, but they don't really know what a good website really is.
Right.
So and it kind of makes everybody. It's one of those things where people say too, is like everybody's a designer.
Right.
So
Well, nowadays it is. They think they are because of AI. But like I said, we all know better. And everybody that I've talked to, I have one person yet to say, well, you know what? I don't want mine to be authentic. I
want it to look like everybody else's.
Nobody says that. So it's like not a thing. So we are actually going to be coming up on a break in just a few minutes. But so when we get back, what I want to do is I want to talk about a little bit about the social media management and how we're going to kind of rotate roles a little bit based off of what we've been able to find out over the past year, as far as where where do we want to go with bad marketing? All right.
Absolutely. Let's do
So
it.
we're going to go to break, and we'll be right back with more BaaD Radio. So stay tuned. Well, welcome back. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Body Street of Winter Park. Experience EMS Fitness Studio, where it only takes 20 minutes a week to get a full body workout. Visit bodystreet.us/winterpark for your free trial.
We want to pump you up.
Is it? Yeah.
I was there for when he recorded it. but
Right.
That's the first time
he
I
was
heard
like,
it.
he was laughing his butt off, and he didn't even know what he was.
Oh, yeah, he
he
didn't
was
know.
like, he was like, what's going on? We need to make a bloopers reel of just
Stefan?
Stefan
Yeah.
alone.
He would love that.
Okay, so today I'm going to reintroduce my family and the backbone of BaaD marketing. So we have Anna.
Hello.
And Anna Smarrito in here. We also have Tom Smarrito, who's my husband.
Hello.
Oh, that sounds much better. I like it.
He shocked himself.
I know. So Tom is our graphic designer, web designer, and then Anna has been our social media manager for the past year. And like, for example, Body Street is the client that we just talked about. And so you've been doing Body Street's social media management for
It's been a little bit over a year.
yeah. So we started like right at that beginning.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And we always have such a good time. And I love that they just kind of trust me, bless their heart, because I walk in and I'm just kind of like, I'll show you the inspo videos, but you're not going to understand it until, because we'll film it in pieces. So I'm like, you're not going to understand it until it's finished. But they're just like, you know what? Oh, we trust you.
Well, that's
So-
that's the way a lot of it works is that at first they don't. Okay, and so what we're talking about is organic social media. BaaD marketing has decided that we're not going to go into paid digital. It's just, there's too many different variables. There's no way anybody's going to guarantee you an ROI no matter what they say to you. So, that's also something where it takes a little bit out of the creativity and puts a little bit more on the eyes and the ears and
It's
how
very
many-
analytics based.
It's
Not that organic is not, but it's a different type.
But with the organic, it gives you more of the ability to be creative.
Yeah. I mean, you can also be creative with paid digital. It just adds on another aspect of it. And so with organic content, you create that content to organically show up on the feeds of the people who want to interact with it. So you're creating the content in a way that will show up on their feed without having extra money behind it to push it to be there.
Right.
So when people go on social media, they're looking for connection. And so a lot of times when people see an ad, they scroll by it really fast unless it is a very good ad.
Right.
Now, I've seen some very good ads, but it's few and far in between when it comes to social media. People are on social media to be social. So when they see an organic piece of content for a business that is something that they interact with on a regular basis. So for example, with Body Street, it would be fitness studios, fitness, these people are in those spaces already. The content is created to where it shows up there originally. And so people feel more enticed to build that community and comment and follow and interact because that's what people crave to do.
And then also, it doesn't happen overnight. And I think that that's a common misconception is that people think that I'm going to start organic social media and in a week, my phone's going to be ringing off the hook. It's not that way. It takes time.
It is slow and steady growth. That is absolutely true. So you're doing good when you see the numbers and you always have goals. We always have KPIs, always goals that we want to reach and how we're going to get there. And stuff changes depending on which direction the strategy is going to go. But overall, you just want to see that those goals you're getting close to those goals. And if for some reason you're not, how can you fix that for the next month? What is wrong? What is our best performing content? And how can we increase upon that? But it is definitely slower growth. And you just want to see that every month you're doing a better job.
Right.
Also, too, you don't know when you're going to have the one video or something or the work that you do that hits.
Yeah.
Like things happen at different times.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's
and sometimes
a
it's
long
just
game,
chance.
so.
And every platform, their algorithm, and that's such a scary word that people use, but it basically is just the way that the platforms push out your videos to other people is different for every platform. So TikTok is kind of the most random. Like it just kind of throws it out randomly.
Right.
And so you have a higher chance of reaching more people quicker on TikTok. Instagram is more of it sends it to your followers, like a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of new people. And depending on how they interact with it, it will decipher if it should send it to more people. So different platforms can be a little bit more difficult to really break through on. But regardless, you're still able to build a community on every single one. You just have to format what you're doing to that platform.
Yeah. See, I've never focused on something like hitting and going, because the way that I look at it is I'm interested in local businesses.
100%.
I want people locally to start to feel a connection with the business.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what's happened with Body Street.
Oh, yeah. And like, you don't want to reach for, virality, like having a viral video, if it's not going to build you a community.
No.
Like if it's just going to be a quick hit and people move on and they're not able to look at your content and understand, what is your business? What are you doing? Not feel connected. So you can have, 100,000 likes, but if you haven't built, if you don't have any loyal followers or community through that, then it doesn't really matter, besides the fact that it just went viral, which is great. That's a lot of fun. But
if 90% of them can't even come to your location, then to me, it don't matter. I'm like, it doesn't make that much of a difference. I like it if somebody has got 100 views and 10 likes, but 2 people call and make an appointment.
Yeah. It's definitely, it depends on the business and what their values are, for sure.
An online business, absolutely. But if you have a brick and mortar, like I said, I think that organic works. But now when I talked to Stefan, he said every week they get calls from people to book their free session.
And that's so amazing.
And because they've seen it on Facebook or they've seen it on Instagram. And so they had the foresight to be patient and to let it start to grow and start to develop and get a community. And so people follow it for that purpose.
Oh, yeah.
And they do let you do your thing.
Yeah.
They don't question it. They don't try to step in and say, hey, let's try. They just let you run with it.
Yeah.
I think that's the important part.
Which is very much appreciated.
Yeah.
And
that was through a trial and error. They at first they did, and then they got used to you and they got trusted.
It's like patience and trust.
Oh yeah, and it goes back to, we talked about it on the last show that I was on, the marketing funnel a little bit, at least when it comes to social media content and organic content. And so that funnel, it does take some time. And when I say time, I don't mean years. I just mean like you got to stick with it for a couple months.
Yeah.
Which is hard. I understand with businesses, because you are investing in that time and in that service. And it's really just, it's amazing for brand awareness. That's like the number one thing, is brand awareness. You are showing up for your own brand, which is amazing regardless of the outcome of it. If it is the way that you want to be projected on social media. Which is important. That's, each social media person is going to project you a little bit differently.
Right.
So you have to find the one that aligns with you, or that's good at doing multiple versions.
Right.
But I don't know. It does take a little bit of time, but those first few months are so crucial, because that's the being seen stage. That's the stage where people have never seen you on social media before. You've never been active on social media before, or at least in the ways that are reaching new people. And so now you're starting to do that, and people are starting to see, okay, I've seen these faces before.
Yeah.
Okay, this video is kind of funny. Okay, I'm interested in what these people have to say. Let me stick around and see what's going on.
And it's consistency.
100%.
Yep.
It's not pull off here, do this, pull, and that's the way it works. So through analysis, and we've had a year to collect this stuff. So social media management is great, but we started to realize that building our SEO clients and that search engine optimization, and there's also AI optimization now too, because first of all, people are using their Google to search, then they're using their AI, and then they use social media. So that's the importance of having a strong social media presence, is that people go and look at it to see if they can make a judge. So if you have a competitor that has a well-rounded Instagram, Facebook, and you don't pay any attention to yours, if they go and look at both of them, you are going to lose that business to that competitor.
100%.
So that's why that is important. But like, now we're kind of moving into this world of search engine optimization and what we want to do as a company, and how we can help clients the best. Because the end goal is to help them sell, is to help them grow their business.
Absolutely.
And I think that is why we started looking more towards the SEO. And again, the break time is coming up, so That was a long intro to try to get to talk to us about social media or SEO. So we're going to go to break, and when we get back, we will actually talk about it. So everybody stay tuned for more BaaD Radio coming up. Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Ground Up Property Services. Do you know what your sprinkler system did last night? Well, Tommy, you might, but we don't. So now is a good time to get your irrigation system serviced by Ground Up Property Services today. Be sure to ask Rick Hall with Ground Up about a water sensor too, so your lawn doesn't get too much water. Call 407-468-4295 or visit groundupinc.net. And we are actually in the process of building their website, which is going to be going live very, very soon. And so you'll get a good glimpse at Tommy's work on that. Again, another client that has just been on board with us since day one. And I mean, Tommy can attest to his work with our irrigation system.
Oh, it's excellent. And actually, what I was thinking is, I think sometimes I pay too much attention to our sprinklers. Like, should I have them on? Should I turn them off?
No, that's so important, though. One of my friends, she works in water management in the Lake Jessup area.
Right.
And a lot of it is about water preservation. And one of the biggest wastes of water in Florida is irrigation systems that are going off at incorrect times and incorrect, when people don't know what's going on with it.
We see so many people watering their lawn in the rain.
It's just wasting water.
Or they're watering their fence.
It's wasting city water. And so that's one of their main things that they do is education on making sure that if you have sprinkler systems that are working, they're working on time when it makes the most sense, especially in Florida.
Yeah. Well, when we bought the house, the sprinkler system was Tommy's nemesis because it just was. So let me introduce everybody again real quick. So this is the whole BaaD marketing team. I want to say a shout out to Heather. She is our editor. She could not make it here today. Unfortunately, she wasn't feeling well, but she's the one who puts all the videos together. So once we do a show and then it becomes a YouTube video and then we do those reels. So that's all Heather. So Heather, feel better. There's been a lot of stuff going around. So
it's that time of the year.
This is our BaaD marketing team. So before we went to break, we were talking about rotating, or not rotating, but evolving is the right word, into focusing on SEO. Because in order for business to be successful is A, they need a website, and B, people need to be able to find that website. And so that's how those two work together. And as businesses grow and competition grows, these are things that are vital to that. So Anna, you've really been kind of focusing a little bit more on the SEO part of our business. I have a procedure I put together that uses this BaaD marketing as a SEO tool,
which is amazing.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And it's been very successful. But talk to me a little bit about what you've been doing on the SEO part of things.
A lot of it is learning, honestly, because we recently kind of dived into SEMrush, which is kind of the industry standard program for SEO. So in the way that the Adobe suite, Adobe products are, industry standard for graphic design, that's what SEMrush is. And it is a huge and powerful tool. And I remember when I looked at it for the first time, I was kind of shocked. I was like, this is so much deeper than I thought it was. I didn't even, when I first heard the word keywords, I was thinking of actual words, just like one word is a keyword. But that's not a keyword in SEO. One phrase is a keyword. So I looked at it and I was like, wow, I still have so much to learn. So we're still kind of in that process of learning the program, learning what is valuable when it comes to SEO. And what's cool about the program is it touches up on so much in regards to SEO. There's so many tools on how it can help you, like better write your scripts.
Does it give it a little bit overwhelming? Because even Tommy, you have you work in Adobe, right? And isn't there so much stuff in the suites that you don't even know how to do?
Yeah, there's there's a lot that I could learn. I just kind of take what I learn a little bit here and there, but I kind of stick to what I've already known. But those programs, the tools are extremely powerful.
Again, it's so much to learn.
And it's really about what's useful to you as well, because within the, Adobe Suite, whatever program you're using, you might not use the same exact tools as another person who's using the program because they're using it for a different reason.
Right.
So that's kind of how SEMrush is too. And it's kind of like an all-in-one toolbox. They do like social media too and whatnot. Like you can really just pay for the whole thing. But what their specialty lies in is the SEO tools that they have.
Okay.
Which is what we're looking into now. But yes, it is incredibly overwhelming. So which I love because I'm like trying to pick it apart. But it's definitely just taking the time to watch videos on it, watch explanations of it, figure out how we can apply it to our clients to where they're getting the biggest value for their SEO services. It's been really neat. I enjoy it a lot.
Well, we love that you've taken it.
Yeah.
You're like, thank you.
That you're handling that part.
But I mean, ultimately, SEO is designed, the whole purpose of it is for people to find websites.
100%. And it's not just websites, it's also locations, it's businesses. It's a whole business search, it depends on, what search engine you're using, but Google, there's a whole Google business suite. So when somebody looks up a certain phrase, there's going to be businesses that pop up. Or products, depending on what the business is. But what's really neat is the different intentions that get clocked with those within those keywords that are searched. So if somebody's looking up something informational, it's going to be like, what is blank? So, what is computer software? Or like something like that.
Right.
And so they're trying to find out information. But if someone types in computer software near me, then that intent is they're ready to make a transaction. They're ready. They've already decided that wherever they're going to go, they're trying to find it. It's near me. So it's really just deciphering the intent of what people search and how to properly pop up in those places, especially if you're a local business, to where you're on the front page of all of it. And it's the same thing with social media. It's the same thing with websites. Like you just want to be covered. So whatever platform or program that somebody uses to search, which sometimes is multiple, you're there.
And then the website is like the way that I describe the website is it is the I don't want to say the backbone of your business, but it is the representation of who you are.
So
and
every business needs a website.
Yes,
absolutely.
I know that there was a time where people were like, "Oh, I can have a Facebook business page, and that would be just fine." No, it's not, because that's just with SEO and the way that people find things, you need a website that is going to represent you. But the website itself is an SEO tool.
Absolutely.
Is it not?
Absolutely.
Right. And then the Google Suite is an SEO thing. But when we design, with what you're doing with SEMrush, are we going to be able to incorporate that into the designs? I don't want to say the graphics, but it's going to be more of the wording.
Absolutely. It's a lot of copywriting. It's also a lot of how much information is on your website. And so they're called backlinks, and I'm still learning about them. So it's going to be a little bit hairy, but it's just how much your website appears on other websites or other pages. And the more, the better. You're like more credible as a website. And it also has to do with like website age and everything. So there's things that you can do, but also just the newer the website, the less Google trusts you. So you kind of have to be in that space a little bit. But it is a lot in the copywriting. And it's a lot of, another thing that's SEO is how your websites run. So people don't really think about that. They think of keywords, and that's just, if you have all the right keywords, they go into ChatGPT and they're like, pick me out keywords for this. They think that is SEO. And although keywords are a small portion of SEO, your websites have to function properly as well. So if there's broken links on pages, if there's pages that are running too slow, if something is leading you to a 404, error page, that's all stuff that negatively affects your SEO. And so Google is less likely to recommend, because they have crawlers. It's like little bugs that go on your page that figures out how it's running.
It's super creepy, but there's crawlers, and the crawlers hit your website, but they also hit your Google page, your Google like analytics and stuff like that.
And if they can't understand what's going on, then Google's gonna be like, sorry. And so what's cool about SEMrush is it tells you all those things though. So it tells you what pages have warnings, what pages have errors, and how can you fix that. And it'll give you instructions, which I think is really cool. And you can find that out pretty much about any website. So there's a lot to it.
You two will be able to work on that stuff together.
Absolutely.
As we grow and get more business in.
Absolutely.
See, that's really going to set us apart. So I can't believe it. I say it every time, but it's time to go to break again. And when we get back, we're going to have more BaaD Radio, so stay tuned.
These together.
Welcome back, and this portion of the show is brought to you by Frogger's Grill and Bar. Looking for a place to go with friends or meet new ones? Then you're looking for Frogger's Grill and Bar, and with four great locations, there is bound to be one near you. And you don't want to miss out on Frogger's amazing menu, where everything is fresh, never frozen. Oviedo, Mount Dora, Apopka, and Altamont Springs. Frogger's, hopping with food and fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, boy.
Sorry, my voice was starting to go on that one too. I was like, oh no, am I going to make it through this? So if you've just tuned into the show, we are here with actually my team with BaaD Marketing, and that includes my daughter, Anna Smarrito.
Hello.
And my husband, Tom Smarrito.
Hello.
So we are the Smarrito crew, and our editor, Heather, wasn't able to make it today because unfortunately she's not feeling well. But she's actually part of the family too. She is my nephew Luke's wife, and she does a beautiful job with the editing of all the YouTube videos. And so during break, we were talking about, okay, so this is the last section of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what should we really hit on? I had originally wanted to have this as kind of the last show of the year, but then like the schedules didn't work out. And so you were talking about, let's give some thanks to some of our clients, and then also talk about what we've learned since we launched, because it was kind of a shock to the system to say, okay, I don't work for anybody anymore. I think, Anna, you had more confidence in our ability than I did at that point.
Trying. It was definitely scary.
Uh-huh.
But there was something really uniquely beautiful about it too. So it was just kind of navigating that. And there was so much to learn from it too. Not only, am I not working for anyone anymore, but I still have to treat it almost in that way.
Yeah.
So it was different. It was really cool though.
And it's something we've talked about for quite some time.
I
just
know,
kind of
right?
joking around a little bit about it. But the talent that we actually have in the family to like put it to use together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember, like you said, I had gotten the wind knocked out of my sails, and I wasn't feeling secure in the show. I wasn't feeling secure with the business. And that's when Anna, you said to me, and they're like, well, you're like, why don't we just do our own thing? And I was like, okay, let's try this.
Yeah.
And I remember closing our first client, which was Melanie Kayali, and we built her a website and did our LinkedIn page. And I remember sending that to you, Tom, and you were like, okay, this is the information I need from her to make a website. And you put it together, and it was absolutely beautiful,
and everything worked as it should.
and I had the first contract written up, and she signed it and sent it back, and she paid us. I was like, oh,
didn't we scan it so we had a copy of it?
I do have a copy.
You do
of
have
it.
a copy? Yeah, okay. We got to do something, frame it or something.
I have a copy of everything. Like I have a copy of the first sponsor check that I got for BaaD Radio, and I have a copy of the first contract that was signed for this one. But I mean, for you, Tommy, so you've had how many? I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you think of some of the websites that we've done so we can give them some shout outs? So we have.
Well, I mean, ground up that we're going to be launching soon. A couple of new ones. I know we have lavender painting, and then we also have the
pure polish
that we're working on right now as well, and. Like putting me on the spot.
I know. Well,
there's just a lot. It's been a lot over the past year.
And I don't want to miss anybody.
Yeah. Well, we don't have to name them all off. You're wearing off on me here, Tom. I'm starting to get that same voice. So I meant, like you said, we've done websites for 3 Suds, which is a carpet cleaning website. We have done a beautiful website for Mind Vibes Studio, which was a big project in itself. So we want to thank Mind Vibes. From the bottom of our heart, because that was a whole.
That was a big site, and definitely thank you to them for trusting us
and
to come up with a beautiful site functioning site that they like.
They don't like it, they love it, and that's really was a big deal for me, is that they love it.
We want people to feel proud to show off their website. People are going to be like, oh, check out my website. You want them to be proud of it.
And that's what's great about our business is the clients that we work with. It's
Mhm.
not. It's different businesses, different looks, different. Coming because from sprinklers to
Impact Electric.
nails,
Yeah.
electric. A nail salon.
Right.
So it's all different looks, and it's be able to get creative with each one.
But
and they're different.
That's what's so cool is that all of your designs look different, and that you are flexible enough to where you can do an Impact Electric website, and then you can turn around and do a nail polish salon.
But people get a say in it too, which I think is amazing
Mhm.
because before, any of the design process happens, we give them the option, do you want to send us some websites that you like the look of? And so
Mhm.
it's not going to be a direct copy of it, but they already have this idea in mind of what they would feel the most proud of showing off.
Mhm.
And so now that we have that inspiration, we can use that a little bit further to develop something that is hopefully just as good or even better as they're hoping.
We had a realtor, ChristinaPerez.com, who she came to me and she wanted to upgrade, and we made her a beautiful website, and she started closing businesses. And now
Yeah.
I'm not saying the website closed a business, but it sure seemed nice that right after we got done and she launched all of her new marketing stuff that she got from
It
us.
can also boost your confidence.
Yeah, it made me feel good.
When you see the before and after, like the
Mhm.
website that she did have before to what she has after. You
Mhm.
look at the difference, and there's not trying to bash anything, but there's a lot of bad websites out there.
And that's another thing too, is like if somebody has a website that just doesn't represent who they are, they're not doing themselves any justice.
I was looking at someone. I was doing some research, looking at the nail salons and stuff. Looking at the high end ones that were in our area, and I'm going, well, we could probably do their site. We could
Better?
Yeah.
You're
We could-
like,
we could-
Ange,
let's-
go
we should
get them.
We should get in touch with them and say, hey, how would you like a refresh?
Just a little freshening up.
Yeah, walking into a business and saying your website sucks
No, just say
is
your
not the
website's
best way to get a
great.
client.
I think we could do something a little different to it, freshen it up a little bit.
So one of the things that I talked about, the way that we've managed with how we've incorporated BaaD Radio into some SEO programs is that we've realized that with these content reels, if we post the reel, which is a video, crawlers are not able at this point to penetrate a video to pull the content out. But if you post the reel with the script, then those crawlers pick up that entire conversation. And that is a person talking about their own business. It doesn't get any more authentic than that. And then you can post that information on their Google My Business page, which is just as good as putting it on their website. But you can also put it on their website, and you constantly can add to it and adjust it. And these are all words that are going to just draw people, more and more people. So it's something that is completely unique.
It's like hitting every target.
Well,
Yeah.
it builds trust too with the audience. So the audience comes to the website. Not only do they see the face of the person that's representing the business or talking about the business, but they see the fact that they feel comfortable enough to have a full discussion about it.
Mhm.
So you really get that insight directly from the inside of the business rather than just, text.
Mhm.
Pictures, just pictures
Yeah.
and text.
So I think that, like I said, we have something very unique with BaaD Radio that a lot of businesses that do what we do don't have. And I'm very proud of that. And I'm very proud of what we've done over the past year. We actually have had a successful year. We've come out on top. We're not in the red, which I think is for the first year in business as a team, as a business, is really says a lot.
Absolutely.
So thank you, Anna, for everything you say. Go ahead and give everybody your contact information in case they want to reach out to you directly.
So my name is Anna, and my phone number is going to be 321-696-1868. And my email is going to be Anna, so it's ANNA @BaaD Marketing. That's BAAD marketing.com. But honestly, what's amazing about being a family team is you can reach out to any one of us, and we can all get directly to the other person.
I'm not going to ask you to give your contact information, Tom, but thank you for coming. I'm so glad you finally got a chance to see what it was
Definitely
about.
great to be here and be a part of this and see how everything works.
You've been so supportive over the years.
I watch it every week.
Yeah, he's always like, it's 11 o'clock. Let me hurry up and turn it on so I can hear the intro. And I want to thank all of our sponsors and everybody around us. So just, have a great week and remember to support local.